Final prophetic alert. You are running out of time. They want you to miss this final chance. There is a moment in time when the veil thins, when the heavens lean closer, and when silence speaks louder than sound. This is that moment. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, not in threat, but in divine warning. Here is a shift unfolding in the spirit realm. And you, beloved one, are standing at the edge of something irreversible. This is not just another sign. This is your final prophetic alert. You are running out of time. Yes, you. And they, those forces both seen and unseen, want nothing more than for you to miss this last chance. They have studied your habits, monitored your delays, manipulated your confusion, and whispered lies disguised as truth. But now, heaven speaks. Now, the trumpet sounds. And now, Michael steps forward with this revelation, not to startle you, but to awaken you. You've been walking toward your calling, but at times, your feet have been uncertain. The path you tread have been laced with traps disguised as comfort, and detours dressed up as opportunities. But listen now, not with your ears, but with your soul, because time is not merely passing. Time is being harvested. The choices you make in the next window will either elevate you into divine alignment or plunge you into unnecessary delay. There is still a sliver of mercy left, a sacred opening that hath been held open by angelic hands. But it will not remain open forever. This is not fear. This is forewarning. This is not panic. This is prophetic urgency. If you've ever wondered when to move, when to pray, when to shift, this is it. This is the hour. This is the alert. This is the final chance to catch what heaven has been orchestrating behind the veil. And Michael says, they want you distracted. They want you doubtful. They want you late. But heaven is saying, move now, and you won't miss what's yours. Archangel Michael says, the clock is ticking, and the veil is thinning. Time is not waiting for your clarity. Time is not waiting for your confidence. Time is waiting for your decision. You've prayed for a breakthrough, but the breakthrough has been waiting for your response. This is your final prophetic alert, and it is not a metaphor. It is a message carved into the hours of this day, wrapped in fire and sealed by truth. You are running out of time, not because God has changed, but because your atmosphere is shifting. The heavens are accelerating. There are alignments forming in the spirit realm, and they are looking for your agreement. What you choose today will echo beyond this moment. This message is not born out of fear, but out of divine urgency. Michael stands before you, not to condemn, but to command. You must be alert. You must be awake. You must understand that those energy disruptors, those jealous eyes, those spirits of sabotage, want you to delay. They know this is your window. They know this is the hour you are meant to rise. So they've sent distractions in disguise. Messages that sound good but mislead. People who pretend to care, yet carry poisoned intentions. They want you confused. They want you to miss your cue. But Archangel Michael declares, not this time. You are not just wandering aimlessly. You are being guided. But you must choose now. You must act now. This is not a season for stillness. It is a moment for movement. Not panic-driven chaos, but divine, spirit-led movement. Michael says, you will feel it in your chest. A pull, a prompting, a whisper that grows louder in stillness. That is your confirmation. Heaven is speaking. The countdown has already begun, and the spiritual window is thinning like morning mist. Do not ignore it. Do not silence the nudge. It will not return the same way. If you wait too long, it may pass, and once past, it does not come back as opportunity, it returns as lesson. There is still time, but that time is short. Precious. Oli, you are not being warned to fear. You are being warned because you're close. Closer than you know. That's why they are watching you. That's why they are provoking you. That's why the atmosphere feels strange, because you're on the edge of divine activation. Type I receive this warning if this message pierced your spirit. Blessing code 4444 is surrounding you now. There is something you haven't fully seen yet. Something happening beyond your line of sight. Something brewing in the shadows of conversations you were never invited to. Archangel Michael reveals now, there are whispers bearing your name, but not your truth. Someone you once trusted has misread your silence and interpreted it as weakness. They've confused your stillness for stagnation. But the truth is, they never truly understood the fire you carry. They thought they knew your story, but they only ever saw the introduction. And now, as your chapter shifts into divine acceleration, their discomfort has turned to deception. You're not paranoid. You're not imagining it. Something is stirring behind the curtain, and Michael wants you to pay attention. There are those who have taken it upon themselves to be the narrators of your journey, crafting stories, twisting facts, planting seeds of doubt not just around you, but within you. They speak in suggestion, not truth. In innuendo, not evidence. I heard they are not really ready. Did you notice how quiet they've been lately? These comments might seem small, but in the spiritual realm, they carry intent. Intent to fragment your focus. Intent to seed insecurity. Intent to distract you from divine instruction. Michael says, they want you to question yourself right before the breakthrough arrives. They want you to believe the lie that you're too late, too lost, we're too little. But none of that is true. You are in transition, and transitions often trigger the hidden motives of people who were never assigned to your destiny in the first place. Something was uncovered about you recently, but only a fragment, a sliver of your growth, a glimpse of your elevation. They saw a door opening in your life, and instead of celebrating, they began calculating. You or they. It may not always be obvious. Sometimes, it's not your enemies. Sometimes, it's the ones who smile the hardest and hug the tightest. But their spirit gives them away. They don't have to say much. Energy doesn't lie. You feel it when you're near them. A subtle shift. A draining presence. A questioning look when you speak life over your future. Michael wants you to recognize that feeling for what it is, spiritual misalignment. And in this season, misalignment must be cut off or it will become a leash holding you back from what's already yours. Someone is watching, not with admiration but with anxiety. Not because you've wronged them, but because your light irritates the darkness they've made peace with. And so, they seek to project fear, to sow seeds of doubt, to keep you from walking through your final door. But the disruption is not just emotional, it is spiritual. They are unsettled not by what you've done, but by who you are becoming. Heaven has already sent signals to your spirit. The awkward tension in old friendships, the sudden distance from people you used to confide in, the sense that something has shifted and you're not sure why. That's not coincidence. That's clarity. And that clarity is confirmation that the enemy of your purpose wants you off balance, just long enough to miss your moment. Archangel Michael says, this disruption is not to destroy you. It's to expose them. It's to pull the masks off, to reveal intentions, to give you the discernment you prayed for even when you didn't know you were asking. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are not too late. But you are watched. Watched by eyes that do not clap when you win. Watched by spirits that cannot enter your next season, so they want to sabotage this one. But now you know. And now, you are equipped. Michael reminds you, do not react emotionally, respond spiritually. Heaven is revealing so you can release. Let go of those not aligned with where God is taking you. Type I will not miss my moment in the comments if this truth hits home. Blessing code 777 is now unlocking clarity around you. This isn't personal, it's prophetic. This battle that you feel rising around you, the conflict that doesn't quite make sense, the sudden shifts in relationships, the isolation, the delays, the unspoken tension, it's not just random. It's a manifestation of something far deeper. Archangel Michael declares, the conflict you're experiencing isn't about your past mistakes or present decisions. It's about your future. Your breakthrough threatens the spiritual atmosphere of those who have settled for less. Your elevation disturbs the strongholds they've made peace with. And now, the spirit realm is responding. Shadows are reacting to your light. Demons are stirred not by what you said, but by what you've survived. You need to hear this clearly. You are chosen. You are not average. You are not misplaced. You are divinely designed for this moment in history. That is why the conflict has increased. That is why the resistance has intensified. You've been thinking, why now? Why all at once? But Michael says, because you're closer than you've ever been. And the enemy knows he can't stop what God has planned, but he can try to delay you, distract you, or disqualify you in your own mind. He can't close the door, but he'll try to make you believe it was never meant for you. He can't steal your calling, but he'll try to wear you down until you give up before it manifests. But you must stand. You must understand that this storm isn't a punishment. It's a signpost. The battle confirms the blessing. You've been mistaken. You thought you were under attack because you did something wrong. But no, you're under attack because you're doing something right. Your obedience is causing turbulence in places you didn't even realize were watching you. The same people who overlooked you are now trying to undermine you. Why? Because your light exposed their comfort in darkness. Your healing disrupted their dependency on your brokenness. Your rising disrupted the narrative they built around your struggle. But Archangel Michael says this clearly, let them react. Let them reveal themselves. Your peace is not for sale, and your destiny is not up for discussion. The spiritual realm sees what the natural realm cannot. The enemy has dispatched assignments of confusion, exhaustion, and false connection to make you second-guess your direction. But heaven has not been silent. You've had dreams. You've had promptings. You've felt the nudge that something big is coming, something sacred, something life-altering. And you're right. This moment hath been written into your timeline from the beginning. But only the anointed can see it for what it is. Only the called can step through the chaos with clarity. And you are both. You are called. You are covered. You are chosen. Michael wants you to know this. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. And that's why this conflict feels personal. Because it's pulling from places deep inside you that still crave validation, that still want understanding, that still long for closure. But you cannot afford to wait for people to agree with your calling. They weren't in the room when God whispered your assignment. They don't have access to your covenant. And they never held the authority to approve your elevation. This is your moment to shift your gaze upward, not outward. To fight spiritually, not emotionally. Because this conflict isn't just friction, it's fire. And fire doesn't destroy the chosen. It purifies them. So now you must decide, will you give your energy to temporary battles, or will you guard your power for eternal impact? Michael is standing watch. Angels are already surrounding you. You are not alone. You are not unarmed. Heaven has armed you with discernment, with authority, and with divine perspective. See it for what it is. This isn't personal. It's spiritual. And you are ready. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you know this is for you. Blessing code 999 is sealing divine protection around your purpose. Archangel Michael steps forward now with divine urgency burning in his voice. He does not come with fear, he comes with clarity. And he brings this truth. The next few hours will determine everything. A confrontation is forming. An interference is being planned. And those who could not keep you from rising spiritually are now preparing a strike designed to delay your momentum. This is not by chance. This is coordinated. This is strategic. Someone, somewhere, is preparing to test your peace. They are going to reach out. They are going to provoke. They are going to try to pull you back into an old version of yourself, because that version was manageable. That version was silent. That version didn't threaten their comfort. Michael says, be alert. Be vigilant. You are not being paranoid. You are being warned. There is communication coming, and it won't look like warfare. It will look like concern. It will sound like familiarity. It may even wear the mask of love. But make no mistake, its goal is to create confusion, to stir your emotions, and to provoke a reaction. They want to trap you in unnecessary explanation. They want to entangle you in emotional loops. They want to plant just enough doubt that you pause, long enough to miss your moment. But heaven says no. Not this time. Not this cycle. You've come too far to turn back now. Within the next 24 hours, yes, within the next rotation of this day, something will try to shift your focus. A message, a phone call, a passive-aggressive post, a whispered comment meant to make its way back to you. And when it comes, you must remember this moment. You must remember that Michael warned you, not so you would be afraid, but so you would stay ready. Because when you are aligned, distraction is the enemy's last weapon. When he can't stop the blessing, he tries to spoil the atmosphere. But your response will determine the rhythm of what comes next. This is why the urgency is high. This is why the message is clear. You are running out of time, not because you're failing, but because heaven is moving. This is not about them. It's about you. It's about the door that is already creaking open. It's about the opportunity that is now circling your life like a waiting angel. It's about the promise that is scheduled for now, not later. You must guard your emotions like royalty. You must protect your peace like it's your inheritance. Because it is. And in this hour, reaction is robbery. Do not give what is holy to those who do not honor your growth. Do not let desperation for closure cost you divine clarity. If you give them your time, they will take your timeline. If you give them your energy, they will take your elevation. Michael says, the war is not around you, it's within your decisions. You're standing at a fork in the spirit, and you know which path is right. You know it in your gut. You felt the tightening in your chest when you're around the wrong people. You sensed the delay in your spirit when you second-guess your own authority. That is your confirmation. And it is sacred. Act on it. Walk forward. Say no. Cut ties. Reclaim your time. You are not being rude. You are being responsible. You are not being cold. You are being covered. Heaven is calling you into sharper obedience, into bolder choices, into holy silence. Let the wrong voices speak. They will reveal themselves. But let your silence thunder with divine focus. Let this warning sink deep into your spirit. If you answer the wrong call, you may miss the right appointment. If you chase validation, you may miss visitation. The window is not wide. The time is not endless. The opportunity is not eternal. This is a now moment. And heaven will not force you, but it will always prepare you. This message is your preparation. This warning is your weapon. And this time, you will not miss what is yours. Type "I will not be distracted" in the comments if this message reached your soul. Blessing code 1212 is igniting divine alignment and sharp discernment within you now. Archangel Michael now shifts his tone, not from authority, but into assurance. For though the time is urgent and the battle is real, you are not alone, and you are not without covering. He speaks into the deepest part of your being now, not to stir anxiety, but to awaken your discipline. Because in this moment, your greatest weapon is not your voice, not your proof, not even your ability to fight. Your greatest weapon is your stillness. Your greatest defense is your grounding. Heaven is not asking you to argue, explain, defend, or justify. Heaven is asking you to anchor, to breathe, to trust, to allow the war to rage while you remain unshaken in divine alignment. You've spent years trying to explain yourself to people who were never sent to understand you. You've wasted tears on trying to be seen by eyes that were never meant to behold your light. You've exhausted yourself defending your growth to those addicted to your form or weakness. And now, heaven says enough. You are entering a chapter where your silence will say what your words never could. Let them talk. Let them twist. Let them misunderstand. You do not owe them clarity. You owe yourself peace. You do not owe them responses. You owe God obedience. Archangel Michael says, do not waste your oil explaining your anointing. In this final hour, every drop is sacred. Every ounce of your energy is needed to walk into what was designed for you. There will be noise. Expected. There will be whispers and accusations and shade disguised as concern. Expected. But your posture will determine your path. Do not react from woundedness. Respond from wisdom. That means holding your tongue. That means fasting from validation. That means praying more than posting. That means choosing peace over performance. You are not here to prove your power. You are here to protect it. Let your stillness speak. Let your silence convict. Let your posture proclaim, I am no longer available for drama dressed as destiny. You are not obligated to carry what God already told you to release. Michael urges you now, stay grounded. Do not spiral. Do not let the temporary chaos rob you of eternal clarity. Your identity was never forged in the opinions of people. Your value is not tied to their applause or their absence. You are not who they remember. You are who God has refined. And in this season, heaven will fight for you, but only if you stop fighting yourself. Stop going back to old conversations hoping for a new response. Stop praying for peace while tolerating confusion. You cannot have both. Either you protect your promise or you allow sabotage to have access. But you cannot do both. The world may say stillness is weakness, but the Spirit knows stillness is strategy. Stillness is the sacred position of one who trusts heaven's timing over human urgency. And in your stillness, angels move. In your stillness, strategies form. In your stillness, victory is declared. Don't underestimate the power of not responding, a walking away, of deleting the number, of praying instead of posting. You are not here to entertain the opinions of the unhealed. You are here to embody the presence of one who knows they are divinely watched, divinely led, divinely guarded. So now, step back, not in defeat but in dominion. Step back to see clearly. Step back to protect your elevation. Step back because God is stepping forward. And when heaven steps in, your hands must be clean. Your spirit must be open. Your mouth must be closed. Let God show them what you could never say. Let heaven vindicate where history tried to define you. This battle is not yours. It belongs to the Lord. Type "I choose stillness" in the comments if you receive this as divine strategy. Blessing code 3333 is now activating heaven's shield around your path. Now, Archangel Michael steps closer, not to warn, but to empower. His sword is no longer pointed outward toward the enemy. It is being laid before you as a symbol of the power you carry, a symbol of the authority you've forgotten, a symbol of who you really are when you stop second-guessing yourself and start walking like the anointed one you were always meant to be. This is your shift moment. The alert has been sounded. The countdown is in motion. But you are not weak, beloved. You are not fragile. You are not a victim to time. You are a vessel of divine purpose moving through time with destiny on your side. Heaven is not asking you to fear the ticking clock. Heaven is calling you to rise before the final bell rings. You are no longer who they thought you were. Let that echo in your spirit. You are no longer who they thought you were. They knew the version of you who apologized for shining. They remembered the version who begged for crumbs of validation. They clung to the image of you who settled for silence because your voice had once been silenced. But that version has been buried in battles they never saw. That version died in the dark when no one was watching. And now, the version of you that is rising cannot be understood by those who only love your brokenness. So when they return with the same expectations, you are not obligated to respond with the same energy. Michael says, let them be confused. You have transformed. You've walked through fire. You've wept in secret. You've held on when your hands were trembling. And now, the storm that once threatened to break you is revealing your true form. You are rising from ashes with wings forged in resistance. You are walking into rooms where you used to be overlooked, and now they are watching in silence because your glow is undeniable. Do not apologize for this season. Do not downplay your strength. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. This is not ego. It is evidence of what happens when God says, enough delay. It's time. Michael wants you to own this shift. Heaven wants you to embody it, not hide it. You are not being elevated to impress others. You're being elevated because you've been faithful when no one was looking. It's not just a mindset shift. It's a soul shift. And it comes with responsibility. You must walk different. Think different. Choose different. Speak differently. You must carry yourself like one who knows they've been assigned by heaven. Like one who knows they don't have time for detours anymore. This final chance isn't just a door. It's a divine launchpad. It's a catapult moment. But only the bold can access it. Only the ready. Only the ones who are no longer apologizing for being chosen. If that's you, Michael says, step forward. You've already been unlocked. The delay was in your belief, not in God's timing. And now that you see it, now that you feel it, you must move accordingly. The people who underestimated you, they won't know what to do with this vision. That's not your concern. That's not your weight. The ones who tried to dim your light, They never knew your source was heaven. And now that you're glowing beyond their grasp, they will say you changed. And you did. You evolved. You healed. You obeyed. And now, you rise not by force but by fire, not through revenge but through reverence. Michael proclaims over you, they cannot touch what God has sealed. They cannot steal what's already been anointed. And they cannot stop what is already in motion. So rise. And don't just rise quietly. Rise like the prophecy you are. Walk like the answer someone else had been praying for. Breathe like someone who knows heaven is backing every step. There's no time to play small. There's no time to wait for permission. This is your final prophetic shift, and this time, you will not miss it. Type "I rise" now in the comments if this awakening is yours. Blessing code 555 is now activating your elevation. And now comes the turning. Now comes the stillness before the shift. Now comes the sacred breath before the breakthrough. Archangel Michael stands, not in war posture, but in radiant calm, because the battle was never meant to last forever. This was the final alert. This was the final shaking. This was the last distraction before divine resolution begins to bloom. And now, heaven speaks this truth over you. Your transformation is complete. Your season of delay is over. Your mourning has turned to motion. The path ahead is opening, not by effort, but by grace. You were forged in waiting, purified in silence, prepared in darkness, so that your rising would be unquestionable. Michael says this boldly, peace is coming, but not the passive peace of absence. No, this is the roaring peace of presence, the peace of alignment, the peace of knowing who you are and where you're going, the peace that doesn't tremble when the enemy whispers, you're running out of time, because now you know, time was never the enemy. Time was always the training. And what they tried to make you miss, God made sure would wait for you. Divine favor is circling. Spiritual windows are unlocking. And yes, someone will come forward. Someone with truth. Someone with a missing piece. Someone who will carry confirmation in their mouth. Not because you needed validation, but because heaven wants you to see the reward of obedience. Your transformation won't be loud. It won't need to be. The shift in your presence will say what words never could. You'll walk differently. Doors will open differently. Even the people who once ignored you will approach differently, not because you demanded it, but because your energy has changed. They will not recognize you at first, and that's okay. The transformed are rarely familiar. You will not have to convince them that you've changed. You will not have to explain where you went or how you got here. You will only have to walk forward. Heaven will do the rest. The light around you will answer questions your voice never needed to speak again. Michael reminds you, this was always written. It tags. The silence, the betrayal, the tears, all of it was part of the scroll. And now that chapter is turning. And now, your atmosphere is catching up with your assignment. And now, the people meant to walk with you will begin to appear. The provision will come. The opportunities will multiply. Not because you begged, but because you broke through. Not because you shouted, but because you stayed silent when it counted most. This is the beauty of heaven's justice. It doesn't always arrive when you want, but it never misses the appointed hour. Let this be etched in your soul. You did not miss it. Despite what they said. Despite how long it took. Despite the sabotage and distraction. You are still on time. And those who wanted you to miss it, they'll watch from afar, not because you wish them harm, but because their spirit disqualified itself from access the moment they tried to block your mission. The final test has passed. The spiritual exam is complete. And now, heaven marks you as ready. Ready to carry the weight of the next level. Ready to speak from healed places. Ready to walk without fear. Ready to move without hesitation. And now, the blessing descends. Now, the atmosphere responds. Now, the shift takes root in your reality, not just your spirit. Expect movement. Expect ease. Expect revelation. Expect strange favor in unexpected places. This is no longer a warning. This is a release. This is where the prophecy breathes. This is where the transformation becomes tangible. This is where what was promised is activated. Type "I receive my release" in the comments if your spirit is ready. Blessing code 888 is now unlocking divine rewards over your life. This is the moment of divine response. This is not the time to pause. This is not the time to passively receive a word and walk away unchanged. Archangel Michael is calling you. Yes, you, to respond, to activate, to align. You've heard the warning. You felt the stirring. You sensed the urgency and the weight of what is unfolding. But now comes the part that separates the watchers from the warriors. The moment where your response determines your release. Heaven is not waiting on your perfection. Heaven is waiting on your participation. Because prophecy without action is only potential. And you were never created to be all anointed. You were formed to walk in it fully. This final alert is not just information. It is invitation. It's the spiritual knock on the door of your destiny saying, "I'm still here. I haven't left. But you must open." This is not the season to be passive. Not when you're this close. Not when time is folding into purpose. Not when divine alignment is surrounding you in real time. Michael says, speak it. Declare it. Move in it. Claim it out loud. You not delay your destiny with silent agreement. Speak your agreement with heaven. Break the chain of hesitation with your declaration. You've waited long enough. Now it's time to act as one who knows who they are. So here is your prophetic instruction. Type it. Waited. Declare it. Align your voice with your future. Say it boldly. I am aligned. I am rising. I will not miss my moment. Because every declaration pushes back delay. Every confession opens space for divine movement. Don't just watch others step in. Don't just observe miracles from the sidelines. Don't just say, "That was a good message." Respond as one whose name was written into this revelation. You are not just a spectator in this hour. You are the recipient. You are the carrier. You are the one heaven is speaking to right now. Michael reminds you, your agreement is a gateway. It is not about algorithms. It's about alignment. When you respond, you trigger the mechanism of heaven. Your amen is not small. Your comment is not just digital ink. It is a spiritual agreement. It is you saying, "I'm here. I'm ready. I receive it." When you say yes, when you activate, when you obey, doors shift. Assignments accelerate. Resistance breaks. This is not superstition. This is spiritual law. Heaven responds to the hungry, to the ready, to the ones who say, "I don't have all the answers, but I believe." And if that's you, then this moment is yours. You are not running out of time. You are stepping into divine timing. But that entrance begins with response. Let your fingers move in obedience. Let your voice echo the words of alignment. Let heaven hear your yes through action. You are no longer watching the moment pass, you are stepping into it. And when you do, the angels move. The atmosphere aligns. The assignment activates. And what tried to distract you, delay you, or deny you must now fall away, because you didn't just hear the warning. You heeded it. If this message has spoken into your life and you feel stirred to support this divine work, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your love and generosity help us keep sharing powerful prophetic content that shifts atmospheres. Every seed you plant helps birth more truth, more light, and more revelation. Type "I am ready" in the comments to confirm your divine agreement. Blessing code 1010 is now releasing a wave of prophetic activation over your life. Now that the message has been delivered, now that the trumpet has sounded, now that your spirit has been stirred and the veil lifted, Archangel Michael closes this prophetic word with a holy affirmation. Let this resound in your soul. You are not running out of time. Time is catching up to the truth of who you are. The enemy wanted you to believe you were late. The world tried to convince you that you had missed your window. The voices around you whispered that it was too far gone, that the opportunity had passed, that your moment had slipped through your hands. But heaven says, they were wrong. What was delayed is not denied. What seemed hidden is about to be revealed. What was lost is about to be returned, with interest. They tried to distract you. They tried to detour your path with chaos and noise. They wanted you tangled in confusion, sitting in fear, silenced by unworthiness. But they underestimated you. And more importantly, they underestimated the God within you. They didn't see how the fire would forge your focus. They didn't anticipate that the warfare would birth your wisdom. They didn't know that every trap they set would only become a stage for your testimony. You did not crumble, you conquered. You did not faint, you rose. You did not miss it, you matured into it. And now you are not just carrying a promise, you are the promise. Let this truth be louder than their doubt. You are light in human form. You are the walking echo of divine intention. Your existence is not accidental. Your calling is not fragile. Your alignment is not optional. It is ordained. And though it took time, though it took tears, though it took tenacity, you have emerged, not as a shell of yourself, but as the revelation of what heaven whispered into the void. You are a storm walker, a shadow dismantler, a breaker of generational bondage. You are the answer someone else is praying for. And now is the time to walk like it. Speak like it. Choose like it. Live like it. Michael declares, let them whisper. Let them wonder. Let them rewind the past, trying to find the cracks. It doesn't matter anymore. Your whisper is powerless against your roar. Their shade is swallowed by your shine. You no longer need validation from people who only knew your history, not your destiny. You do not owe explanations to those who doubted your design. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. Your life is the proof. Your growth is the prophecy fulfilled. Your resilience is the scroll being read in real time. And those who tried to count you out will now have no choice but to watch heaven count you in. So walk forward. Walk free. Walk boldly. Walk softly but carry fight. The final prophetic alert hath been released. You have received it. You have responded to it. And now you must live it. Do not wait for applause. Do not wait for them to catch up. Your time is now, and it is sacred. You carry something holy, something weighty, something timed for this generation. And there is no going back. Heaven has already said yes. All that's left is for you to walk in it. Fully. Freely. Apologetically. Type "I am the revelation" in the comments if this message is sealed in your soul. Blessing code 2020 now surrounds you with vision, clarity, and supernatural courage.